All right, everybody, welcome back to this week's wet episode. We're going to have a guest welder, and it's one of his first time, so he's been practicing. It's pretty good, but the weld today is going to be a V-groove weld that we're going to back grind and back weld from the back side. So let's bring you in, let's show you the symbol, what the joint looks like, and then we'll weld it. Or he will weld it, cut it and etch it, and we'll see just how good he is. So, here's the weld. So what we got going on is, like I say, this type of weld joint. This is our weld symbol. And what I'm going to end up doing is, with this being on the arrow side of the reference line, I'm probably going to have roughly a 1/16 inch root opening, and you would always put your root opening first inside your weld symbol, and from there you would include your included groove angle. So I don't really know what I just hand ground them, but I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm about 60 degrees. So we would put that there, and then if you had any sort of contour symbol, I'm going to make it a convex contour on the reinforcement. So this is where it gets a little tricky sometimes on weld symbols. It's like, even though that looks like it's concave, and as far as the perspective of the camera, you have to look at it in the sense of, this is the reference line, this is the way the weld looks. And so when the weld's there, this is convex. So that's the idea. So we're just going to go ahead and tack it up and weld it up, and then we'll show you guys some of the end results. So, like I say, on this root pass, I would just recommend a stringer.
All right. Well, I'll follow your advice and go with the stringer then.
All right. That's not terrible. All right. So something that I see in this stringer, in this root pass, is you do have, if there was a grinder allowed, which there's not because I don't want to take the time, you'd probably knock down the entire middle of it because it's high. Mm-hmm. And you would start, and so then you would get a here on the outsides that would knock out any of those low spots. So it's up to you. What this weld does is, what it gives you is two different lines. So you can either choose to stringer, go down one line and then overlap the next, and like padding. Mm-hmm. Or if you did a weave, you sit on one, wait for it to build your puddle, and then zig, build your puddle, zag, build your puddle, zig, and that's kind of a Z weave.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
I think I'm gonna butcher it if I try a Z weave, so I'll just do two stringers.
Very good. Alright, how's it going? Oh my, almost looks like you tried to fill the whole entire groove, didn't you? Yeah. Yep. Looks good. You maybe overlapped a little bit more with as far as your tying like you were on your pads, but it's not the end of the world. So
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead and wait for that to cool off, move on to something else, and then flip it, back gouge it, or well, we're not gouging, we're grinding, and then weld it from the other side. All right, here we go. Hitting it with the hard disc, back grinding. Oh, I think that'll work out. I mean, you can still see in the inside a little bit like of the actual line of fusion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, for this purpose, it'll work out. Who knows, maybe when we cut it and etch it, we'll see that line.
Right here, I really didn't consume too much of the edge.
Alright, so here's the back weld. He says it's going to fail. We'll see. Alright, so we gotta go ahead and cut this off because I actually used material too big and I can't get it in my little bandsaw. So go ahead and cut them off. Cutting 1/2-inch steel manually with the Hypertherm Power Max 45. Yeah, that works.
Alright, it's already a pretty smooth surface.
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, here we go. Every one of my viewers actually knows the drill, so yeah, we just grind it a little. Get it shiny. Oh, that's right. The temperamental cord. You'd think I'd pony up and get another $30 grinder.
Okay. More. Done.
Well, I'm starting to see the etch. I mean, it's up to it's definitely your. You wipe it off and you see if you like it. If you like it, hit it with the clear. If you don't, put more on. But I think that's good. Hit it with the clear.
Okay. Good enough.
That's good. But no, that etched out rather well, I think. And I mean, yeah, like you say, that right there, it's probably not porosity, to tell you the truth. It's right on the root of one of your second layer.
Yeah.
So it's probably just either what would be called wagon tracking. It's lack of fusion for all intents and purposes. But it looks like, I mean, it etched really well. Hey, don't be laughing, you're doing good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're doing great. I couldn't put welds down like that when I first started. Keep at it. A lot better on the stick out.
What's that?
That was a lot better on your electrical stick out there. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good for padding, actually. I mean, is this your first or second time with a MIG welder or what?
This is the first time I've ever touched a welder.
Like you never even touched a stick welder either?
Nothing.
Well, we're going to get all sorts of fun in today. You could go down more if you wanted. That's about where you want to be.
That is going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, pretty much.